On a clear and tranquil morning in the Philippines, as the first rays of sunlight touched the waves, a sense of anticipation hung in the air. Out on the horizon, 6 imposing gray warships from the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force slowly emerged, their silhouettes growing larger as they approached the Philippine coastline. Their arrival was almost silent, the engines barely audible over the gentle surf, but the message they carried was unmistakably loud. Japan is taking a more active role in Asian security. This is one of the largest Japanese naval deployments to the Philippines in decades, a powerful and deliberate response to the growing instability in the region and the shifting balance of power in Asia. The sight of the Japanese Hinamaru flag fluttering proudly in Philippine waters would have been unimaginable just a few years ago, a symbol of how much has changed in a short time. These ships are not here for show. They are participating in joint exercises, working closely with the Philippine Navy to build trust, strengthen cooperation, and enhance their ability to respond together to any threat. For local fishermen, who have often faced intimidation and harassment from larger foreign vessels, the presence of the Japanese Navy is a reassuring sight, offering hope for greater security and support in these contested waters. This deployment is more than just a military maneuver. It is a clear and visible demonstration of Japan's commitment to maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific, where international law is respected and smaller nations are not left alone. Japan is now moving beyond its traditional post-war self-defense limits, signaling its readiness to help defend its allies and play a larger role in regional security. Sending 6 warships in such a bold formation is a powerful statement. Japan stands firmly with its partners, determined to deter aggression and uphold peace in these vital waters. The arrival of these ships marks not just a military exercise, but the beginning of a new chapter in Asian geopolitics, where old boundaries are shifting and new alliances are being forged for a more secure future. Japan's fleet is a formidable force, led by the JS Izumo, a helicopter destroyer that now operates F-35B stealth fighters. This gives Japan mobile air power at sea for the first time since World War II. Takanami-class destroyers provide multi-mission capabilities, armed with missiles, guns, and advanced sonar. These ships protect high-value assets and ensure the fleet's safety in hostile waters. The flotilla includes a Soryu-class submarine, among the world's quietest, able to stay submerged for weeks. Submarines like these gather intelligence and threaten enemy ships undetected. A Mashu-class replenishment ship keeps the fleet supplied, enabling long-range operations. This blue water capability means Japan can project power far from home. The fleet's presence in the Indo-Pacific signals Japan's readiness to defend vital sea lanes. It's a clear message: Japan is a serious maritime power. Officially, the warships are here for joint exercises with the Philippine Navy. But beneath the surface, this visit carries far greater significance than a simple military drill or diplomatic gesture. These drills build interoperability, ensuring both navies can operate as one in a crisis. Seamless teamwork is essential when responding to emergencies, whether they're natural disasters or security threats. Training includes communication, refueling at sea, and search and rescue, skills vital for disaster-prone regions. These exercises also foster trust and understanding between crews, making future cooperation smoother and more effective. For the Philippines, it's a chance to learn from Japan's advanced navy and boost its own capabilities. Access to modern technology and new tactics helps the Philippine Navy modernize and better protect its own waters. For Japan, strengthening allies is a smart investment in regional security. By building strong partnerships, Japan helps create a network of like-minded nations ready to respond to any challenge. The deployment also serves as deterrence, signaling to China that aggression will be met with a united front. It's a clear message: any attempt to disrupt peace in these waters will not go unanswered. Japan's presence is a warning. The region will not tolerate violations of international law. The world is watching, and the rules must be respected by all. Freedom of navigation is at stake. 1/3 of global shipping passes through these waters. Any disruption here could impact economies far beyond Asia, affecting global trade and energy supplies. Japan's economy depends on these sea lanes, making their defense a national priority. Protecting these routes ensures the steady flow of goods and energy that fuel Japan's industries and daily life. By sailing here, Japan defends both its interests and the rules-based order. It's a demonstration of commitment, not just to its own security, but to the stability of the entire region. This is more than a visit. It's a stand for stability, partnership, and the shared future of the Indo-Pacific. China claims almost the entire South China Sea, overlapping with the exclusive economic zones of countries like the Philippines. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled China's claims invalid, siding with the Philippines. China rejected the ruling and has since increased its presence, harassing Filipino vessels and building military outposts on artificial islands. These bases give China a permanent military foothold in Southeast Asia, shifting the balance of power. The Philippines, unable to match China's might, has turned to partners like Japan and the US for support. Japan's deployment is a direct response to China's gray zone tactics, aggressive moves just short of war. By working with the Philippines, Japan helps counterbalance China's influence. This partnership is about defending rights and maintaining stability in a critical waterway. The stakes are high, and the region is watching. China views Japan's warship deployment with suspicion and anger, calling it interference in its backyard. Chinese officials and media condemn the move, invoking history to stir nationalist sentiment. Beijing accuses Japan of trying to contain China and internationalize the dispute. In response, China shadows the Japanese fleet with its own warships and aircraft, raising the risk of confrontation. Economic pressure is another tool. China has used trade restrictions to punish countries that challenge its interests. The message is clear: China will push back against any challenge to its claims. Tensions rise as both sides flex their power in these contested waters. The risk of miscalculation grows with every maneuver. The US strongly supports Japan's deployment, seeing it as integrated deterrence, combining allied strength to counter threats. Japan's active role eases the burden on the US Navy and strengthens the Indo-Pacific security network. The US has a mutual defense treaty with the Philippines, and Japan's involvement adds another layer of protection. This trilateral partnership, US, Japan, Philippines, is now a cornerstone of regional strategy. Joint exercises and intelligence sharing send a powerful message of unity to China. American commanders praise Japan-Philippine cooperation as a boost to stability. The US wants allies to become security providers, not just dependents. Japan's actions validate decades of US encouragement for Tokyo to take on more responsibility. The alliance is evolving into a true partnership for Indo-Pacific stability. Together, they form a united front for peace and deterrence. Japan and the Philippines share a complex history, marked by wartime occupation and post-war mistrust. Over decades, economic ties have transformed the relationship. Japan is now a top investor and aid provider. Infrastructure projects and trade have built trust, paving the way for deeper cooperation. Today, shared concerns over China have turned economic friendship into a security partnership. Both nations depend on free seas and face territorial disputes with China. Japan has supplied the Philippines with patrol vessels and military equipment, strengthening its maritime defenses. Joint naval exercises are the latest sign of this growing bond. The partnership has evolved from former enemies to indispensable allies. Shared values and interests now unite them in pursuit of a stable Indo-Pacific. Their cooperation is a model for overcoming history and building a secure future. Japan's deployment is part of a broader trend. Nations across the Indo-Pacific are forming flexible security networks. Instead of one big alliance, countries are building smaller, responsive partnerships like the Quad and AUKUS. These groups deter aggression and uphold the rules-based order. Japan is central to this shift, increasing defense spending and forging ties with countries from Vietnam to Australia. The goal: a coalition of democracies that can resist coercion and maintain a free region. This new era is a response to China's military rise and assertiveness. Middle powers are stepping up, seeking strength in numbers and more options. The security landscape is now multipolar, shaped by many active players. It's no longer just US-China rivalry. It's a web of alliances shaping Asia's future. In the coming years, expect Japan-Philippines military cooperation to grow stronger than ever before, with larger fleets, more advanced joint exercises, and a greater presence in regional waters. Both nations are investing in new capabilities and training together to face emerging threats. Soon, we may see F-35B fighters operating at sea, launching from Japanese carriers and patrolling alongside Allied ships, signaling a new era of naval aviation in the Pacific. Trilateral ties with the United States will deepen, as the three countries coordinate strategies, share intelligence, and conduct joint patrols to ensure maritime security. Together, they are building a seamless security network, one that is always ready to respond to crises, natural disasters, or acts of aggression. This unity sends a powerful message to potential adversaries. An attack on one could mean a response from all, reinforcing collective defense. However, significant risks remain on the horizon. China is likely to increase its own naval presence, expanding patrols and asserting its claims more forcefully in contested waters. This raises the chance of dangerous encounters and escalation as rival ships maneuver in close proximity and tensions simmer. Managing these tensions and avoiding miscalculation will be crucial to prevent conflict and maintain peace in the region. The deployment of Japanese warships to new areas marks a historic turning point, demonstrating Japan's commitment to regional security and its willingness to take on a larger role. The old order, where Japan remained largely passive, is gone. A new era of proactive engagement has begun. The Pacific's future will be shaped by a complex web of alliances and rivalries, with shifting partnerships and new security challenges emerging. Middle powers like Japan are now active shapers of their own security, forging new partnerships and strategies. While tensions may rise, a stronger balance of power could ultimately bring lasting stability, deterring conflict and encouraging dialogue. The silent sentinels of the sea have arrived, standing watch over vital trade routes and ensuring peace. The Pacific will never be the same, its future now shaped by determination, cooperation, and the enduring quest for security.